I can't believe people are so hateful. I can't believe that they're doing this and they're doing that and it's wrong. And I'm going to point out everything that they're doing wrong because it's wrong. And we don't want people hating. We don't want people doing wrong. And you get it. This is Katherine Norland. And let me tell you, I don't like when people are doing wrong either. I don't like when people are hating. But guess what? Pointing out all the hate doesn't necessarily make people hate less. If you're hating the haters, it's not going to make them hate you any less, and it's not going to make them necessarily behave in the correct way. I'm coming to you from my messy office as I'm working on some stuff, and this thought just occurred to me. Don't curse the darkness, because that's not going to bring light. Bringing light is you shining, is you going out into the world and doing the good things, doing the things that are going to make a difference, doing the things that are going to bring love and bring light. But cursing out the darkness isn't going to bring light. It's just going to bring more darkness. It's just going to spread more hate. Yes, it needs to be pointed out, and yes, wrongs need to be righted. But if we put so much time and energy in pointing out all the things people are doing wrong, instead of making an effort to do what's right, to put the good out in the world, to put the good messages out in the world, to make the world a lighter, brighter, better place, then we're not going to see the change we want to see. How do you feel when someone's criticizing you for doing wrong? When you're just getting hammered, doesn't it make you want to defend yourself, justify what you're doing, stand up to it, make excuses? I mean, that's just a normal reaction. Okay, so what could you do instead? Just take a minute and just brainstorm. If you don't like all the judgmental people in the world, what can you do instead to make a difference? Of whatever it is you don't like. You see, our thing in life, for instance, if you don't know what your calling and your purpose is, I guarantee you it is somehow tied to the thing that you hate. It's somehow tied to what you can't stand. And making the biggest difference in that thing isn't going to come by cursing out that thing that's not going right. So for instance, if you don't like how kids are treated in the foster care system, how as soon as they turn 18, they just give them a garbage bag full of their stuff and say, see ya, have a good life. Instead of cursing out that system, what can you do to build a nonprofit, to stand in the gap, to be that person that when a kid ages out of the system, you are the person that stands in the gap, that starts the nonprofit, that does the organizations, that has a transition home, that has a place for them to go in between to learn the job skills, to learn how to live in the real world. Whatever that thing is that you are passionate about. And that's why you're angry, and you should be angry. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being angry. You know what? Righteous anger, just like Jesus showed when they were trying to make a buck outside the temple and selling stuff and trying to rip the people off because they knew they had to come give sacrifices. Yeah, that's something to get angry about. That's something to turn over tables about, but it doesn't stop there. Then you educate people, then you do something about it, then you go and make a difference in the thing that you hate. Cursing out the darkness won't make it lighter. So what can you do to make it lighter? Get together with some people that you know, love, and trust who are on the same page with you and brainstorm and say, hey, guys, this issue, child trafficking, is really bothering me. What can we do? How can we stop it? Are there causes that are already doing what we love? Can we help them with a fundraiser? Can we donate? Can we volunteer? What can we do to bring more light into this dark thing? Because complaining about and cursing out these awful people who steal children isn't going to make them not steal children. They don't care. All they care about is their own selfish agenda. So what can you do to make that difference, to be that light? I'm on YouTube 3 times a week trying to make a difference in what the thing is that matters to me. And that is people knowing their worth. You may see a little pillow up here. This is a little pillow my husband made me to help me inspire.
Your husband?
Oh, that guy. He just keeps coming in. He's like, I don't want to be on camera. And then he sneaks in.
I just need the keys to the new car.
Okay. So he made me this pillow. It says, "You are worthy." And I see this up here on my shelf when I'm working on my course, when it gets hard, and it's my inspiration to keep going, because one of the things I'm passionate about is people knowing their worth, people knowing their value, people not crawling on the ground like a worm, allowing people to step on them. So, for years I didn't do anything about it. Maybe I talked to people one-on-one and tried to help them through. But, me being like upset that people don't know their worth isn't going to make them know their worth. So I had to step up. I didn't feel qualified to make a course. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't have all the steps you should take, but I'm stepping out on a limb, and I'm doing it because it's important to me that people know their value. And I used to think, I used to be hard on myself. I used to think, oh, well, me making a course to help people with their self-esteem and know that they're worthy, that's not as important as the people who are feeding the homeless. That's not as important as people who are adopting children. That's not as important as fill in the blank. Rescuing people, being pen pals to forgotten people in prison, whatever. And then I had to reevaluate. You know what? The thing that God put in your heart, the thing that you're passionate about, is needed. And you are the one that is needed to do it and make a difference. Otherwise, you wouldn't have that desire in your heart. So you have to go for it with everything you've got. You have to make a difference in the area that makes you irritated, that makes you pestered. Me going around saying, oh, all these people are not living up to their potential isn't going to make them live up to their potential and know they are worthy. That is an example. And it is important, because when I got down to it, I realized if people don't know they are worthy and they feel worthless and they feel like they're incapable of making a difference in the world, and they just stay at this low level and they don't rise up to their potential to be the person they were meant to be, the person God created them to be before He even sent them to earth in their earth suit, then the world is not going to be as good. It's not going to shine as bright. It's not going to be as wonderful if all these people are living at a mediocre, low level. So by me doing the thing that makes me passionate, that calls me forth, that makes me want to shine the light in the dark, if I can raise these people up, as silly as it may seem to some people to say, oh, you're just helping people with their self-esteem, as silly as that may sound, listen, if we have an army of God-loving, God-fearing people who know their worth, who know they're important, who know that with God all things are possible and that they are unstoppable, what will they go out and do? What will they go out and become? They will get up off their couch and they will go out and make a difference in the world because they know they can. If they don't know they can, they will sit on the couch and curse the darkness, complain about everything that's going wrong in the world, but not feel like they have it within them to do anything about it or to make a difference. Hey there, it is Katherine Norland. I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys think that this video would bless somebody else or that they need to hear it, please hit the share button. And there's a little bell button too, where you can be notified whenever I have a video that comes out so you don't miss a thing. I appreciate you guys. Remember, always live true, love hard, shine bright, and I will see you in the next video.